This is Ripper the Clown, and I'm back with another analysis of professional wrestling. If you haven't seen my earlier videos, check them out on YouTube. My username is Ripper the Clown Show. In this installment, I'll be discussing Brutus the Barber Beefcake, aka Ed Leslie, aka the Booty Man, aka Zodiac, aka the Disciple, aka the Butcher, aka Big Brother Brutai, aka the Mariner, aka Ed Boulder, aka Dizzy Hogan. In WCW, Beefcake was also known as the Man with No Name, which makes no sense because along with John Tenta, Brutus Beefcake had the most names in the history of professional wrestling. This is Beefcake's LJN figure from his tag team days with Greg Valentine. Does anyone else remember how damn good these things smelled? I mean, they smelled awesome when you first took them out of the package, and even though I've never smelled anything like them since, I still remember that amazing plasticky smell. Anyway, let's face it, aside from a great match with and thanks to Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania 6, wherein he defeated the undefeated Curt Hennig for the first time on television, Beefcake's career is pretty much lackluster and uninteresting. Uninteresting, that is, until February of 2004, when Beefcake, having obviously pissed away his fortune, was now working in a subway station toll booth for the Metro Boston Transit Authority. Now, there are various versions of what happened on that particular day, so I'll tell a commonly accepted, albeit mashed up version. Beefcake was working in his booth, and when he left work, a subway customer or a fellow worker looked into the booth and noticed either a bag of white powder or a bag of white powder that had spilled over, or some white powder on a black sweater. Believing this white powder was anthrax, the customer or co-worker called authorities, and the entire Boston subway station was shut down, until Big Brother Brutai came forward and admitted it was just this bag of cocaine that he left inside the ticket booth. Beefcake was fired and sent to rehab. Now, there is one version of this story that I read years ago that claimed Beefcake actually spilled his own cocaine and called cops on himself to report the white substance as anthrax, then later admitted it was his own cocaine. But amid all the other stories online, I can't find a record of this particular version. When this incident occurred, the Boston Herald reported in part, quote, "Although the subway station was evacuated, the fare collector, i.e. Beefcake, spared commuters further inconvenience by coming clean and dispelling terrorism fears," unquote. Aww, he admitted the cocaine was his. Wasn't that a noble gesture? You know, he may bring cocaine to work with him, but when push comes to shove, Beefcake is a class act all the way around. Now, this disjointed, convoluted story is insane. Let's analyze the details as we know them. One day, Beefcake went to work, obviously with a large stash of cocaine. Regardless of who called authorities, the white powder spilled or otherwise was alarming enough to set off an anthrax scare to shut down the entire Boston subway system. This story sounds like it could be a weird pro wrestling storyline or angle, but it's not. Nothing in the bizarre world of professional wrestling could come close to this illogical and irrational debacle caused because Beefcake brought blow to the booth. If you want to see something remotely close in professional wrestling, check out the 1995 WCW pay-per-view titled Uncensored, wherein Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage took on something like 30 guys and they beat them all. In the closing moments, Hogan and Savage are lying face down in the ring next to a huge mound of white powder when Booty Man runs down and hands them 2 frying pans. Okay, the implications here are freaking obvious. And it gets better, because in contemporaneous interviews, Beefcake claims that the anthrax scare wasn't because he had a bag of cocaine, but because he had a white powder aspirin that was mistaken for anthrax. Or, you know, something like that. Anyway, it's all screwed up. And it's another example of how when you spill a bag of cocaine, it's really hard to get it back in the said bag. Okay, screw it. Where's my phone? Yeah, I need to report some cocaine in my house. I think it's anthrax. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll get out of here right now.